Hi, I'm Dr. Patrick Andersen of Madison Maximize Living. Do you ever feel like you're eating the same foods all the time and you're stuck in a dietary rut? Do you feel like your nutrition isn't all that good or feel tired or bloated after you eat? Do you crave foods that you know aren't good for you, but you can't seem to stop eating them? You may be addicted to the standard American diet, or SAD diet. Watch our show on superfood, super products, and healthy speed cooking coming up next on Maximize Living.
Welcome back to Maximize Living with Dr. Patrick Andersen. We're talking superfoods today, super snacks, trying to get you eating healthier and in such an easy way too. So we've got a lot of foods to try today. So what should we start with, Dr. Pat?
Well, the venerable beet. I was excited to go shopping and I found these organic red beets in the Costco.
Oh, wow.
You get a box of them, very inexpensive. They're already cooked and ready to eat. And beets are incredibly healthy for you. They're high antioxidant. They have fiber in them. They're known to lower chemical in your blood called homocysteine, which is an inflammatory.
Okay.
And they can even boost athletic performance, and they're helpful for cleansing your body.
Wow. So it sounds like there's every reason to eat them.
Yeah, it's a missing vegetable in our diet. So I have one here for you to try.
Okay.
And see what you think.
Now, how do you normally, do you put them in things, or do you just eat them, throw them in a salad?
Salad works great.
Yeah.
So why don't you try that?
Okay. The flavor reminds me of a carrot. Mm-hmm. It's like a soft carrot.
So one of the keys, I think, is to really find nutrients that are ready to go. Mm-hmm. And they're just finds when you get stuff like that. This has been shown, beets have been shown to lower cardiovascular disease, lower HDL, lower homocysteine, and they're very powerful for liver cleansing and boosting athletic performance. But you'd have probably 3 to 4 beets to get that kind of performance.
To get that.
And some of that's debated, but it's high in folate and it's well balanced with lots of fiber for the body, so it's very healthy.
It's nice that that's peeled and ready to eat too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you also have cucumbers here, it looks like.
Yeah, cucumbers are just wonderful. They're high in water and an excellent nutrient. And I like them for a snack. If this is one thing, you know, when you want to grab something, how about grabbing a cucumber and use hummus as
Okay, I never would have thought of doing that, you know, because I think of, like, I'll put it on like a wheat cracker or something, but to do with
So they have a flavanol called fisetin in it that it really helps improve brain health. And so each of these nutrients have some real value to them that you can't just find in a sandwich. Mm-hmm. You know, eat the vegetables, and the people who say they don't like vegetables really can't. It's hard to be healthy if you don't like vegetables. So there are some shortcuts that we'll show later on with green drinks and things like that that are really helpful.
And I like adding that hummus to it too, because it's kind of a neat flavor combo too, because sometimes maybe you just don't care for vegetables just on their own, but when you dip it into something like that hummus, it just, the two flavors combine into something really special.
High in fiber, high in water, so it also inhibits COX-2. It's a COX-2 inhibitor, so it actually reduces inflammation and pain. So it's hard to go wrong eating vegetables, and we're finding new things all the time about what's healthy in them.
So celery too, it looks like you're going to pair this with hummus as well?
Only 10 calories a stock. We'll try a little different hummus for you.
Okay. Now this kind
is wonderful too, but this is a little more industrial size.
Yeah, you have to go through it though.
Celery is really good. It's high in water content, and you know, it's only 10 calories in one large stalk.
So it's hard to go wrong.
It's good in fiber. It's good prebiotic for your intestinal tract. It helps cleanse your own intestinal tract. So it's got a lot of factors, and if you eat 3 or 4 stalks a day, it's been shown to lower your low-density lipoproteins, your LDLs, the bad cholesterol, by as much as 7% in some studies. So again,
that's huge.
Eat your veggies, and it changes your life.
And asparagus too. Now, you're eating this raw, or do you typically cook it?
Typically, I'd steam it and cook it, throw it in a stir fry. But that's just really high in glutathione, which is one of the major detoxifiers for the body. So it has some real benefits in that. And of course, one of my patients brings me these largest stalks you could ever find from
They're
her
like
farm.
plants, trees.
Yeah, they're like little trees. So I appreciate Carolyn for that.
Well, stay with us. We'll have more on superfoods right after the break. Have your questions for Dr. Pat answered on an episode of Maximize Living. Send your email to drpat@wi57.tv. Welcome back to Maximize Living with Dr. Patrick Andersen. We're talking today about superfoods and some super products. We have one more superfood we wanted to talk about before we get into some of these fabulous products. Garlic is a huge one, so good for you.
It is so beneficial. I call one of these is a garlic bulb, and there's 12 to 20 cloves in each one. And the recommended amount of garlic a day would be 1 to 3 cloves.
Okay.
And you can mince it, you can put it in salad dressing, you can put it in stir fries. Garlic is particularly helpful. It has something called allicin in it, which is highly anti-inflammatory. It's an antioxidant. It's been shown to reduce the time of infections, how long you have a cold, and some 63% less colds, upper respiratory tract infections taking it. Now, that's what some studies say, but it's known to be good for lowering blood pressure, lowering LDL cholesterol.
Wow, I didn't
So
realize
these
all
plant
that.
foods are so healthy for us to have. But we won't sample it today.
No, but I do love garlic. It seems like just about everything that I love to cook ends up having a lot of onion and a lot of garlic. Yeah. So it's a great thing to have.
And it's
good for me.
It's also a great heavy metal detoxifier. We get exposed to things. If you have amalgam fillings, you have mercury, and we get exposed to metals. And by having garlic, it helps to draw that out of your body.
Draw that out, huh?
Yeah.
Who knew?
So there's a lot of good things.
So we got cool products here too. Grapefruit juice, right?
Grapefruit juice, absolutely right. I think we got some cups there.
Yeah.
Grapefruit juice is just phenomenal. It's actually high in something called lycopene, which is hard to get.
Yeah, and some tomatoes. That's the same thing in tomatoes, right?
Tomatoes when you cook them. But in grapefruit, it's in grapefruit juice, and it's
there?
not in very many other places. And lycopene is a very valuable anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer agent. So, and I love it when they have the fiber in there.
It does have fiber in there too?
Yeah. Many of my when my kids were little, they would have they'd want the orange juice without any pulp, and I'd say that's why you have orange juices for the pulp.
I remember that.
So
as
it's
a
one of the few
kid,
times I had to put my foot down and say we're getting pulp.
Yeah.
And surprising thing, if that's all that's in the refrigerator, they'll drink it.
They'll drink it. They'll come around on it. Yeah, I totally remember not being keen on that as a kid too.
But this is highly used in diets. It's very helpful. It stimulates your metabolism. So it has a good amount of fiber and potassium, magnesium. So it's very helpful, and has pectin in it, so it's very good for digestion and fiber.
Wow,
So,
what an
cheers.
easy way to drink it too, just to get all that in. Excellent, and it's got a little bit of a sour taste to it, which leads me into our next product.
We have a treat for you today. This is called kimchi. This is a probiotic food. It's Korean, and it's like sauerkraut, only it has other vegetables in it.
Okay.
Carrot.
This will be a first time for me trying this, so
And
I can kind of imagine if you say sauerkrauty with vegetables. So it looks like the other vegetables are like carrots, peppers, is an onion maybe too?
Yeah. I don't have that bite. Why don't you try that? This is available in the health food store. You know it's alive when it includes a vent on the back so the probiotics can breathe. And this is one of our biggest health problems in this country today is our gut health. We don't eat the live cultures that we did 75 years ago. It's too much sugar and junk food and processed foods. We're not getting the sour foods to cultivate our intestinal tract.
And it's got a little bit of a spice to it too. Is that due to the probiotics, or is that added? Is that the peppers?
You know, I'm not sure.
Because I've noticed sometimes some things with high probiotics, like kefir too, you feel there's that little bit of like carbonation burn.
There's
Just a
ginger,
little bit.
garlic, paprika in here, date sugar.
But this would be a
I think
good
they add a
side
little
dish, I
bit.
feel like, to a lot of like lunches and dinners that you could have, just to have a little bit on the side.
Yeah, and it's just good, getting that good food in your body every day. So try to have something sour every day like that to some degree.
So stay with us. We have so many more products to show you right after the break. Have your questions for Dr. Pat answered on an episode of Maximize Living. Send your email to drpat@wi57.tv. Welcome back to Maximize Living with Dr. Patrick Andersen. We're talking super products today, and we're so excited to share these with you because they're just really so great. They're great tasting, and they're so good for you.
Yes, the next one we have is from a company. Two boys run the company. They're 14-year-old Caleb and 12-year-old Austin, and they started a company where they sprout nuts, and they call it Brothers Nuts. And brothersnuts.com, they're awesome. And so they're sprouted, so they open up and release their nutrients better, and they're easy to digest. And the reason they started their company is because many people with chronic diseases don't digest well, and by sprouting, you can digest these better. And their father had recently passed away, a friend of mine, and he asked, instead of flowers, please support my son's new company. Oh. So these are awesome. You're going to go nuts for this.
And you're going to go nuts for the flavor. So they've got really cool, they're not just like plain nuts. They've got flavors, like they've got sweet apple pecans. This is garlic, walnuts.
These are cool incredible.
Things.
I had a hard time saving this for the show.
Really? Can I have one? Can
Yes.
I ask you to part with one? So this is garlic. Salty walnuts.
Aren't those incredible?
Sometimes you just want like a savory snack. I just feel like there's so much sweet stuff out there. This is perfect.
I think that's one of the best, most important things for health care is to grab healthy snacks. And a few of these every day is wonderful for your body. The walnuts are incredibly healthy for you.
Yeah, you're right. That's where you can go so easily wrong too, when you're kind of snacky and you're hungry and you want something fast, and you don't want the first thing you find in your pantry to be, you know, something horrible for you.
Yeah, they have other flavors. This one is spicy basil pumpkin seeds. So they're a little spicy.
So they go beyond nuts. They got some seeds here too. I see sweet and salty sunflower seeds as well too. So
yep, sweet and salty sunflower seeds is one. They make cheesy almonds
I'd like to try that.
Sweet apple pecans. So these are snacks that just fortify your body, and they satiate you. If you ever pick up chips, you just can't stop eating them because they never satiate you.
Yeah, and you sort of feel
Why don't you
bad.
Try a couple of those.
Now, you say spicy, so real spicy?
Yeah, pretty spicy.
I'll try one. They're good. Really good. Yeah, not too spicy. I mean, I'm not a real spicy tolerant person. it's pretty good. Yeah, just enough to give it kind of that taste.
So pumpkin seeds are wonderfully healthy for you. They have nutrient values and antioxidant, anti-cancer factors in them. And just fill your body with these real foods and you feel much better and stay healthier.
And I'm excited about this. Look at this beautiful, this is roasted seaweed snacks. I don't know if you can see that beautiful green. There's kind of a nice
And this was
shine
at
to it, too.
Costco, believe it or not.
Really?
They have a lot of organic foods in a lot of stores, and I just want to give a shout out to each of the stores that are carrying more organic foods and awesome products like this. They're so healthy. Well, this is seaweed, and it comes in about 12, 14 cartons like this. And give that a try.
It's just paper thin, like thinner than paper, like tissue paper thin. Oh yeah, it totally tastes like it does in sushi.
It totally tastes like, yeah.
It totally tastes like sushi to me.
Some might not like it, but it's got a good seasoning to it. And it's so doggone healthy for you. It's high in iodine. That's not an easy nutrient to get.
Yeah.
And some say that the Japanese women have, one of the reasons they have less breast cancer and other forms of cancer is because they have more of these kinds of foods. So it helps balance the estrogen levels. If you read up on seaweed, it has a lot of nutrient properties. You can imagine how you could just have a snack with this. That's a lot of chewing just to have one of these.
It's like fun to eat too, because it starts off kind of like flaky, and then it sort of like turns back into like a regular, like a chewier seaweed. But it's really good. It tastes just like when you get a roll of sushi. So we've got so many more things to talk about here. We're going to have super supplements coming up right after the break. Have your questions for Dr. Pat answered on an episode of Maximize Living. Send your email to drpat@wi57.tv. Welcome back to Maximize Living with Dr. Patrick Andersen. We're here today talking about a lot of superfoods, super products. Now we're going to talk about some super supplements to kind of get you on the fast track to health. This next one you've got is pretty cool. It's like you kind of shake it, like a powdered drink. You kind of shake up.
Dynamic fruits and greens, about 20 servings in a sample packet, and there's 8 different flavors with a shaker ball. And you simply add that with some water or juice and shake it up, and you get a quick nutrient boost.
So I get to try one of these. So of course I chose the chocolate peppermint. They do have a regular chocolate too. So
that is my favorite as well.
So he's generously sharing this with me. Now am I going to expect a kind of a sweet chocolate peppermint flavor?
You're going to think,
yeah?
How can something this healthy taste that good?
Oh. So you're putting about a little less than a cup of water.
8 ounces of water,
roughly,
whatever.
Whatever you want to do. You just dump it in. Of course, because we're on TV, it's not coming out easily.
There we go. And then we put our shaker ball in.
And that just kind of helps dissolve the powder, mix it in a little better.
And you want to put the lid on.
Yeah, that'd be the next thing. I was just going to say, make sure you
otherwise
got that
you're
on
wearing
tight,
it.
It's like I'm getting a martini or something here.
All you got to do is pop that lid.
And just dump it
And
in.
you can drink out of the spout, or you can try that.
I see you're saving a healthy portion for yourself there, too.
You can have more if you want.
Yeah, it definitely tastes like chocolate peppermint. And I'm getting, what, tons of nutrients in this?
Yeah, 20 servings of fruits and veggies in each little packet.
In each one? 20,
Yeah.
did you say? Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, high in antioxidants, fiber. Just one of those little finds that you want to keep in your diet. Imagine grabbing that for a pick-me-up rather than a cookie or a candy bar.
You get
Much
that
healthier.
Sweet and tons of veggies. So what's this next one?
This is my favorite protein. I use this protein in my smoothies. It's perfect protein for Maximize Living. It's all plant-based.
Okay.
And it's stevia sweetened. And so many protein powders have fillers and additives and artificial sweeteners in it. Then you start reading the label, you start saying, I don't know if I really want to put that in my body.
Yeah, you're kind of defeating the
And they're
purpose
marketed, but you really want to look for clean products because it's going to do so much better for you. So I put a scoop of this in my smoothies, and blueberries, strawberries. And I also add another product, just time to sneak it in there, called chlorella. This is green algae.
Oh, really?
And you've never seen something as green, dark green as this. It's just completely dark green.
Emerald.
And it's just full of phytonutrients and antioxidants and healthy food. And it's a nice way to stick it in a smoothie and you don't even hardly know it's there, except it will turn any smoothie green.
Okay, so maybe, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, so, or just past, depending on when you watch this. But I know you always say, too, anytime you see anything with that rich of a color, that rich of a green, definitely you want to pick that up, buy it, eat that.
Next, we have something that's been around, it's getting really popular. It's called bone broth.
And this is bones?
This is bones, yeah. You can make your own bone broth. And it's very healthy it's good for cartilage, it's good for gut health, it's good for detoxifying. Bone broth has gotten a lot of press lately, and this is a wonderful product from Epigenetic Labs. So I'll typically put a scoop of this with a scoop of the plant protein in a smoothie as well. And so we'll have to keep that in mind for yourselves. And I think we're out of cups here.
Yep, I think we are.
All right.
But speaking of cups, you also have, this is a green tea?
Yes. That is a green tea called Mighty Leaf. Green tea is really healthy for you. It's good to have 3 or 4 cups of green tea a day. And this is my favorite. It's green tea tropical.
Oh, that's a
so
new
it's
one.
got a lot of fruit flavors to it while you're having it. It's just so high in nutrients for you. Green tea you just can't go wrong with it. Antioxidant, anti-cancerous. It's just very beneficial for you. So I just encourage everyone to try out different green teas and see what you like.
And I like that you've kind of done a twist on this too, and you've seen that supplements can actually be can be drinks. It's not necessarily a pill. So stay with us. We'll have more on superfoods and super supplements right after the break. Have your questions for Dr. Pat answered on an episode of Maximize Living. Send your email to drpat@wi57.tv.
Thank you for watching our show on healthy speed cooking. We hope this show helps you put better nutrition into your lifestyle for a healthier you and a healthier family. Even more important than sound nutrition, however, is making sure you have a sound nervous system. Our brain sends trillions of signals a second to regulate and heal our bodies. However, life's forces interfere with those nerve signals and distort our structure. There's only one way to tell if you have nerve interference, and that's through a chiropractic checkup. Whether you are having chronic pain or just want to live a healthier life, give our office a call at 608-833-1282 for a checkup. For Maximize Living, I'm Dr. Patrick Andersen. Until next time, live well and God bless.
Have your questions for Dr. Pat answered on an episode of Maximize Living. Send your email to drpat@wi57.tv.